So self-love is the answer. Like literally it's the answer to everything. So like anyone who knows me knows that I am one of those people who've always been like okay with like being ugly. Like I'm fine with that. What I'm not okay with is in my ugly feeling uglier, and I have been feeling so incredibly uncomfortable within my own skin lately because of little things like my skin breaking out from all of the paint that I used last month, and not coming back. Like I had to pull the press-ons off of my nails that I had on, and my nails are so short lately because I don't keep them long because of my falls. Um, my hair has been dry, my nose is too big. Like I want new teeth. I think no matter what, I'm gonna want new teeth. But I got here into this mind space, and I don't know how I got here. Like just lately I've been so like not even like down on myself, because honestly, through all of like my physical things that I'm not a fan of, I am awesome. Like I'm freaking phenomenal. Like I'm very stellar as a person. Like I'm a good person. I'm an honest person. I'm genuine. I am kind. I am compassionate. Like I am grateful for things. I am one of those people who wants to be sure to always like pour into others. Like so I have a lot of incredible qualities. Like there's so many things that I can list, but I mean, why do that? But then I get into these moments where I'm just like, wow, if only I looked better. So like before my diagnosis, before I got sick and started like having more trouble with weight gain just based off of medications, I had lost 94 pounds over the course of 4.5 years. And was it 4.5 years? Yeah, it was 4.5 when I started gaining weight back. Because I'm like, well, I started my journey in 2016, and I was diagnosed in the end of 2019. But it wasn't until the end of pandemic year, or between the end of pandemic year, end of 2020 to the summer of 21, was when I started piling on like the most amount of weight, like just with like, I don't know what it was about IVIG, but it just did not sit right with my body, and it just packed on the pounds. It was absolutely insane. Anyway, I had lost a lot of weight, and I started feeling like, okay, I hadn't reached my goal quite yet, but like weight loss was a very important thing for me just because I was uncomfortable in my body, and I would always fidget with my clothes, and I would always like just feel like I couldn't take pictures. Like literally, there's barely any photographic evidence of my existence as a teenager because I was so unhappy in my body. But not even just my body, like my nose and my teeth and just things like that. My side profile, it's a no, and it's because my jaw is wrong, and then when you have like bigger cheeks, like it's just a lot going on, and I just would feel so inadequate as a person. I would feel so unworthy of any sort of positive like attention from anyone. And you know, like I'm a girl's girl, and I surround myself with girls, and they would always be like, oh, but Ashleigh, you're beautiful, don't call yourself ugly. But the thing is, I've never had a problem with being ugly. That's never been the problem. The problem is being ugly within my ugly. And so when I was going through the time when I started gaining weight back, and then I started wearing oxygen literally like 6-8 months later, and it just having the cannula on my face all the time, it did something to me mentally that it ruined me, and I felt like I needed to overcompensate. And so within this journey, like I used to play in makeup all the time, but within this journey, I was changing my hair so much, and I was doing these things to try to make myself feel better. But at the end of the day, having the cannula on my face and bringing more attention to my nose was really frustrating for me. And so within this year of me, I'm sorry, I'm like probably like super rambling and jumping all around, but whatever. So this year, with me practicing breathing without my oxygen and being able to go these long periods of times without wearing it, it has helped me to get into a space where it's like, okay, it's not bringing too much attention to my face. But then I take pictures like I did yesterday, and the only thing that I see is a nose with an attachment that should be a head, but it is not because my nose is so big. Or I'm trying to smile in some of these pictures, and it's like, wow, why is your gap bigger than the Grand Canyon? And it's things like that that just kind of get under my skin. But today, when I was looking through the content that I took yesterday, I was like, wow, like, are you losing weight, girl? And it's crazy because for the last like month and a half, my nana and my cousin and like two of my aunts have been like pretty consistent with seeing me, and it's been like, huh, you're losing weight, and it's just like, stop, like, you're lying. But I put on this random dress that I've never worn before yesterday. I put on this random jumper that I've never worn before today, and it's like, maybe I am losing weight. And then it's like, then I'm feeling better about myself in that moment, because it's like, oh, I've done something to like make myself, like, something is happening where I'm doing something better. I'm also learning how to do my makeup. And so some of the pictures that I took today, I absolutely hated them because like my under eyes are not as bright as I like them, but they're also creasing. It's just a lot going on, right? But then I have to remember that the only person whose opinion ever actually matters about like my physical appearance is my own. And I need to turn those thoughts around so that I'm not unhappy, like so that I'm not in this messed up place. And what I like to do to get into a space of like getting out of feeling bad about myself is I like to remind myself of all the things that I have going for myself in the moment. And so this is honestly the whole point of this video. I was like, oh, let's press record because this is what I'm about to do. I like to give myself moments of positive affirmations where I speak more life into myself. Like I like to I I used to use filters often. Like when Snapchat had the pretty girl filter, I don't know if they still do because I don't open that app, but like the pretty girl filter, you weren't going to catch me in a post without it. And I don't know what it was called. It was like clear or soft or whatever the pretty girl filter was. I couldn't do anything without it. And I stopped using filters because I didn't like myself without them. Like when someone else would take a picture of me, I'd be like, yeah, no. Or if I needed to record something that was longer than a minute, I'd be like, yeah, no, because I can't have the filter. So yeah, so I had to step out of that. And so I would look at myself in the mirror I'd give myself like a timer for 10 minutes so that I don't, I'm one of those people who's like, yeah, okay, that's been enough time. Like time, sometimes it's like, okay, it's been a long time and it's been like 45 seconds. So I would set a 10-minute timer and I'd just sit in the mirror and I'd affirm myself. Like I would speak life over myself. Like I am a beautiful Black woman. Like the flaws in which I see upon myself are things that I've created within the constructs of my mind, and it is not my reality. I have no reason to feel inadequate when I am worthy of all things. Like I am powerful, I'm wonderful. Like I would affirm myself for solid 10 minutes, and then sometimes I would go past that alarm. So I think the answer to everything in life is self-love, and within self-love you need to have compassion, you need to have proper boundaries, you need to practice your self-care. Like listen, my morning and nighttime hygiene routines are part of my, like they're like the part of my therapy basically. Like there's nothing that you can do to stop me from maintaining my routines to take care of myself. When I get into these spaces, sorry, I keep looking at my nails because I literally just popped off these nails because I kept popping two of them off. Anyway, you need to get into these spaces where you're not allowing your mindset to flow into just only negativity, where you're just harping on the things that you don't like all the time, because I end up there like everyone else. Like we're human, sometimes it happens. And when you come out of those spaces and you're able to give thanks to whatever higher being you believe in for allowing you to pull yourself out of that place of darkness, you just start to feel better about literally everything. Like I was just on FaceTime with one of my brothers and one of my sisters, like together, and I'm like staring at myself, and my sister's like, so you're clearly feeling yourself. And it was just so strange because I've been feeling like an ogre the last couple of days, and it's just like, oh, I am staring at myself. But it's because I had, right before that call, started affirming myself, letting myself know like all of the beautiful things about me. Like even just within the last 8 months, the progress I have made in life, I'm still a sick person at the end of the day. And the things that I have done to get out of that space, that mindset of, they said I'm gonna die, so I can't do this, that, and the fifth, but versus like all of the things that I've actually been able to do, it's insane. And then just like, within your boundaries, within who you are, within your gratitude, just making sure that you remind yourself that like you are worthy. And so all of this yapping for me to say, love yourself. That's it. That's the message.